What is a sound that always brings you joy?
A sound that always brings me joy. A fart.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Sonically podcast where music creators educate music creators. I'm Elmo. Today we're honored to be joined by one of hip-hop's most prolific and independent voices, N9ne. Known for his rapid-fire flows and genre-blending collaborations, his catalog spans decades with iconic tracks like Caribou, Worldwide Choppers, and Fragile that showcase both his lyrical mastery and emotional depth. Now he's taking us all the way back to where it all began with his deeply personal new album, 5816 Forest, out June 27th. It's a powerful return to his roots, telling real, raw stories from his childhood home on Forest Avenue in Kansas City, the place where Aaron Yates became Tech-9. So without further ado, let's welcome the one and only Tech-9 to the show. What's up, man?
How you doing, brother? Thanks for having me.
I'm doing well. We know for a fact, just looking through your Instagram, that you are one that has education for the next generation at the heart of what you do. You often share your processes and your lyrics and how you came up with a lot of your genius ideas with the world. And if we could rewind the clock a little bit back, did you grow up with music in your life?
I grew up with music in my life since day one, man. I was born 1971, Wayne Minor Projects, and my earliest memory was my family, my mom and her sisters, trying to teach me how to spell my name with a rhythm. Capital A, little a, R-O-N, because my name is Aaron, you know what I'm saying? Capital A, little a, R-O-N. It took me a while to get it, but they started me off with rhythm, and then at the breakfast table, at the lunch table, the dinner table, they would always, my Uncle Ricky would start take a fork and beating on a glass. Bing, 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 and Ike will be like, bing, 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 and everybody just take their little utensils and start making little sounds, and I'm just looking. I remember when I first saw my Uncle Ricky beating on the table with his hand, and I'm watching his finger slap as the snare, and just like, wow, like amazed at the rhythm and how much I wanted to learn it. You know what I mean? And those are my early memories of learning rhythm early on, man. Maybe like 2 years old, man.
How about the Sonics that were playing in the house during that time? What type of artist names were kind of like in the air at the time?
That was the closest I got to hip hop at the table, at the dinner table and stuff like that. But because my house was a Christian home, so Shirley Caesar and the Mighty Clouds of Joy, and like way back when, like that, man. You know what I'm saying? When, like, all Christian song. Right now, you believe, right now, you believe. Oh, right now, you believe, you believe. I used to hear that. I used to hear that every day, just the same gospel songs, man. But next door to us in Wayne Minor Projects, the Reeses had rap dirty, like one of the first rap songs I heard, Blowfly, man, and it was raunchy.
Yeah, that's similar to me. The first hip hop tape that I got from a neighborhood skateboarder was Too Short. And when my mom
Wow.
heard that playing out of the little boombox that we had, I got a little spanking.
Cuss words, man. That was one of the first ones I heard. Motherfuck you, damn shithead bitch.
So, how did you discover the process of creating music?
That was way in the future from Wayne Minor. I moved away from Wayne Minor at 10 years old, man, and we moved up in the 50s, 59th and Swope Parkway. My mom married a Muslim when I was 12, so that moved us to 5816 Forest, where I was dared to write my first rhyme by a student that went to school with and rode my bus. You know what I mean? So before that, I was dancing, pop locking. Then from pop locking came beatboxing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that fateful day in seventh grade, I'm beatboxing for a rapper by the name of Money Dog, Anthony Holland, and a student named Lola at the time. She said, "Hey, Aaron, won't you stop spitting on everybody and you rap?" And I'm like, "Ooh, never done it before." So I said, "I'll be back tomorrow." Went back and wrote my first rhyme, man. First 8 bars. DONTEZZ. Devastated beatbox, that's who I be. And when I rock the MC, the party people jump. And when I walk into the party, guaranteed to bump. Non-stop and rapping in the year of 85. But when the Money Dogs rapping, MC rappers want to cry. But when you hit the vicious beatbox, echo through your bones. Think of DONTEZZ because he stands alone. Hey, I bust that shit. We couldn't afford drums, and all I would do was beat on the table and beat on my chest. So that was my beat, and rap at the same time. So I did that, and people loved it, and I loved the response, And since then, man, since '85, man, I've been writing rhymes, man. 40 years in the game, man, in hip
Wow.
hop and writing.
So what did that first experience do for your confidence?
Look, I practiced that all night and all day at school. So when we was coming home from school, I had to bust it, So I was nervous as hell, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, they had never saw anybody beat on their chest and rap at the same time, So it was like, look at Aaron. Oh my God, Aaron, you're so good. I'm like, really? So I kept writing, man. It really boosted my confidence, even though I was terrified. And today, before I go on stage in front of 10,000 people, in front of 70,000 people, instead of 60,000 people, in front of 1,500 people, I'm still terrified because the fear I figured out is because you care about the craft. You want to present this in the best way you can without fail. So still, I'm not as scared as I was in seventh grade, but I still feel that kind of nervousness in the gut right before I go on. Like if Ronnie Radke got me coming on for the song Ronald, and it's 20,000 people out there, man, or more, and my part is coming up, and I'm into the world with a place unknown, with a dead man crushed to the bottom of the throne, at the bottom of a hole with nobody. When I run out there, it's the devil that you know what's gonna cause you by the break your soul. What is up in your mind? You're thinking the devil is making the crime, and the people are evil, and never the demon is on the opposite of the right. Oh yes, I gotta do that. Like the music stops. You know what I'm saying? I am nervous as hell. I just want to stay on that. I gotta stay on that surfboard without slipping. You know what I'm saying? The hell is in front of you standing behind? I can feel every sign of a human and kind of believe in the time of the final run. All of our people are blind. Yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, woo! I got off that surfboard, man. You know what I'm saying? Because songs like that and Fragile, I have to take a knee to do it so I can, what do you call it? Like, so I can be stable. You know what I'm saying? So I can ground myself, be grounded. Because I can't be all loose up here. Like, what's up here? I need to put one knee down, one hand out, so I'm grounded, so I won't slip off. Because you can slip a word and it's all messed up, man. So that excitement I feel in my gut, I don't call it fear anymore. You know what I mean? It's just that I care so much about the craft that I want to deliver a excellent performance every time. So if you don't have that kind of fear of failure, you know what I'm saying, or fear of error, maybe you don't care about the craft as much, you know what I'm saying? But my craft, when it's a collaboration, most of the time, they want intricate Tech Nine. So, with that being said, I have to do Fragile on stage, crazy. Some of the people appointed to giving a penny and never do get it. I want you to come on and gobble a Jiminy. You need to be given the remedy and you can fall off. Critics are really the enemy, and I can't stand the way they slam today. Gifted, ever incredible, get fanned away with grants to pay. The gem will lay scripted, ever impeccable. You have to say all those words in the right order because you can say it backwards and throw your whole shit off, man. So I actually care, man, and when you get done and it's perfect, you'll usually see me just jump up and like, yeah, still to this day,
Wow.
because I'm giving my all on everything, every little syllable, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving my all the time. And with that comes a bit of, I don't want to say fear, man. I used to take ecstasy back in the day in Mali. So now when I feel it, it reminds me of that feeling in your stomach. And they say, you nervous, Tech? I'm like, nope. I feel like I'm on fire. I'm ready to go.
Hmm.
But it's adrenaline, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I can really see that about everything in every area of your craft. You do give it your all, and it's very evident in just the way you speak about it too. And that has taken you decades into the game where you
Yeah,
have just reached milestone after milestone.
yeah.
Um and even in this era today where so many things have changed, it's a different game, but you've kept on the path. What
Yeah.
have been some of the biggest challenges that you faced in your career, and how have you overcome them?
So crazy, man, that during the beginning of this strange music thing with my partner Travis O'Gwen, none of the promoters wanted to book an artist by the name of Tech N9ne. It's a gun, man. So the first thing they think, oh my God, they're gonna bring guns. You know what I'm saying? And I remember Travis having to say to promoters, okay, book this show. And if anything goes wrong, any fights or anything, or if the people are unruly, we'll give the deposit back and everything. And they had to see the crowd my energy brought. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't what I started with in the hood. It turned into a melting pot. Like I've always wanted my music to do, you know, and I'm proud of that. But promoters had to see it. An artist by the name of Tech N9ne, always wearing red spiked hair, painted face, bishop's robe. We don't know what that is. I don't know if I want that in my venue. You know, we had to prove ourselves and say we'd give the money back. And by the time we get through doing the show, they're like so happy. We get a back end, like, we can't wait to have you back. And we grow outside of that venue to something bigger, you know, it's a wonderful thing. But it was hard in the beginning, man, trying to get people to place Tech N9ne somewhere. Even on MTV and BET, they said my name was too gangster, you know, but yet they have Mac 10 on there. You know what I'm saying? You know, like my name was too gangster. MTV. No, no, no. I was too rock and roll for BET at the time, and too gangster for MTV. My name. They wanted me to change my name to something else, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not changing it. And those were some of the hurdles we had to jump over, man. You know, and next thing you know, I'm on the BET Awards doing the hip hop cipher and winning the MTV Award for best left side song, left side. You know, I won for Red Nose. Crazy days, man. If you just
Yeah.
keep at it, you know.
What were some of the turning point checkpoints that you noticed that kind of like got people to like look at you in a different way?
Big turning point I always talk about is '06. Ever Ready. We started reaching out to different producers all over the world, you know what I mean? And, you know, like really branching out. And we signed a distribution deal with Fontana at the time because all the stuff before then from Angelic Reparation, Absolute Power, Vintage Tech, and T9X DVD, those five things were held up by Sony Red or a label that we were on, and we never got paid for it. So '06 started the lottery. And people who bought all those records and the DVD followed us, stayed with us, and it multiplied, man, multiplied. The fans would just keep multiplying. '06 was the turning point, man. When I saw it, like, whoa, Caribou went platinum. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, speaking of Caribou, looking back at songs like that, Worldwide Choppers, and some of these other anthems that you brought to the table, those two songs specifically, if we could sort of focus on those, what do you remember most about the creation of those tracks and how those songs started the movement even more?
I was out here in LA. That's where I'm at right now doing press. And our people from overseas were sending me beats. And that beat came on. I was like, that's beautiful. I started writing a hook. 151 rum, pineapple juice, and Malibu, Caribou, get them all numb. Because we've been drinking Caribou for some years, you know what I'm saying, before I made the song. I was making Caribou like in the '90s, you know what I mean? Like at parties with the Road Dog villains. It came about me being on Midwest Side, and Diamond Shields, rest his soul, he had a club called the Palace, and we had brought E40 and the Click in one night for a concert, and the next night we were cleaning up. The next day we were cleaning up after the night we had. It was wonderful. And E40 and them that had Hurricane, but you can call us Hurricane. You know what I'm saying? Strong enough to start a engine, man. They had their little mixture of a song. I mean, and a liquor that they drink. It was a Hurricane. It was a drink that everybody knew of, you know what I'm saying? But they called it Slurricane. Uh, Shouts out to E40. That's my kinfolk, you know.
Mm.
I didn't know back then, though, you know what I'm saying? We found out later that we were connected. But
Mm.
I remember us cleaning up at the Palace, me, Big School, T Will. And T Will said, man, we need a drink, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Slurricane had 151 in it, so we started with 151. Like, gotta make something. And I think T Will might have grabbed uh, the Malibu rum, and I grabbed the pineapple juice, and we was all at the bar, and we mixing it, and I tasted it, and I said, man, it's like a Caribbean kind of drink, Caribbean, you know what I'm saying? This is the actual story, bro. I'm like, man, it's like Caribou, man. You know what I'm saying? Caribou. You remember Caribou from like Chili Willy cartoons, you know? It's like Caribou, man, because, it's soft. It's a soft drink. But because of the 151 and Malibu rum, it's mean at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Just like Caribou was on the cartoon. You know what I'm saying? He was a cartoon, so soft, but he was mean. Everybody, Caribou, they'll run. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this is like Caribbean Caribou, nigga. So we started mixing it at parties. I started making it. I figured out the the amounts to put in, because you cannot put too much 151 in there. You'll mess it up. You know what I mean? And because of us testing it, we found out where Caribou sat. We found out where Cerebulu sat. You know what I'm saying? Cerebulu is less 151. Then Terrible, that was, oh, it's too much 151.
How many shots
What you mean?
is the right amount of 151 to go in?
Wasn't a shot, man.
Oh.
What I would do in a regular jug, you know what I'm saying, 12 ounce, I would put like half of the bottle of 151 in, and even less uh, Malibu rum, and the rest pineapple juice, because we didn't want the females to be like, ugh. We wanted it to be palatable, you know. And it worked. So this went through all the 90s, from 95 all the way up to 2005 when I started writing it, when I heard that beat. 151. I was married at the time. My first kid's mom, LaCoya, we had a mansion out here in out of here in Sherman Oaks. That's what it was called, Sherman Oaks, right down the street from the Sherman Oaks Galleria. You know, like the fire station right down the street from there. Our street was right there, Otsego Street, and I'm up there in my bedroom listening to the beat. And I start writing it. 151 rum. You can tell a real rapper wrote the hook, like 151 rum, pineapple juice and Malibu, Caribou, get them all numb. Make baby girl come out of her shell and raise hell, party till the cops come. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So my wife was there at the time, my ex-wife, and she always did this like London, England accent playing around. How do you do, Mr. Yates? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I want you to do that on a song like 151 rum, pineapple juice and Malibu, Caribou, get them all numb. Make baby girl come out of her shell and raise hell. We gonna party till the cops come. You know what I'm saying? And she did it. I said, these are the words. And I taught her the words and she did the words, you know. I called Chris Calico. I said, he was in Kansas City. I said, Chris, man, I got this hook, man. I got this. We're finally gonna do a song for Caribou Lewis. I told him 151 rum, pineapple juice. I said we're gonna party till the cops come. So at the end of the hook, I said again, we're gonna party till the cops come. He said, no, 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 no. Don't say we're gonna party again. Say don't stop till the cops come on the last part. I'm like, yeah. Pineapple juice and Malibu, don't stop till the cops come. You know what I'm saying? Talked that to my ex-wife. We recorded it out here in LA at some studio. Holy moly, man. You know what I'm sizzling? It just took over the whole world, man. You know, we started it in Kansas City in the mid 90s, and it was spreading in the hoods. Like, hey, man, have Tex make us some of that Boulou, man. We got to make us some of that Boulou, man, for our party. Well, I'm having a birthday party. I said, I'll make the Boulou. Just give me all the ingredients and I'll put it together. You know, so that's the origin of that song.
Wow. That's
It's crazy,
incredible.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like I had no idea like it went that deep, and you know, you shared it in such detail that
Yeah.
yeah, I want to actually grab myself a Caribou Lou right after the interview here.
Well, 151 rum, Bacardi stopped making it, you know. So there are others like Cruzan has a 151 rum and Don Q has a 151 rum. You can use those.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
still 151 rum.
Yeah.
It's just not Bacardi. You know what I'm saying? And it
Gotcha.
still works. Cruzan works. Don Q works.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know that. I don't
No.
drink anymore. I've drank so much Caribou Lou and KCTs that my doctor told me 4 years ago, if you don't stop drinking like you do, man, your heart's going to explode. You're going to die. I said, okay, I quit.
Mm.
My wife, me and my girl I've been with for 11 years this year. Last year, we got married in our 10th year, man. You know what I'm saying? And she stopped with me 4 years
Mm.
ago. So we stopped on Valentine's Day 4 years ago. So
How's
this
that
next,
changed your life?
it changed everything. It changed my weight. It changed my blood pressure. It changed my cholesterol, everything, man. You know what I'm saying? Just positively,
Mm-hmm.
but I still know how to make Caribou Lou. I could make it for you. And
I love that.
I don't have to drink it to know that it's good. I know the amounts perfectly, depending on, I've made them in bigger things too, you know what I'm saying? To where I had to use almost 2 bottles of 151, you know what I'm saying? I know how to eye it. I never measured it for real, you know, but I showed people how to do it and they make the measurements up themselves. But I always eyed it, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, this is how much, and I would taste it. But you know, I had to stop drinking because I've been drinking like a rock star since I was mid-teens, man, you know, and once you become Tech 9, you go to a bar and everybody want to buy you Goldschlager and you know what I'm saying, and Rumble Mints, and ooh, they want to drink Caribou's with you, and the bartenders don't know how to really make it. They put too much 151 in there, so it's Terabulu, and we drinking Terabulu, like, oh shit, you know. And you know, over the years, 4 years ago, you know, this was my regiment. As Tech 9, I would wake up. Oh, we're gonna have breakfast. We're gonna go to brunch. Oh, okay. With my brunch, I would have at least 2 mimosas with Grand Marnier in it in the morning, maybe 3. Because you drink one when you first get there, you get your food, you're drinking it. Then once you're through with your food, you might get another one. I don't know. Lunchtime comes, we go somewhere. I'm gonna have top shelf cosmopolitans, you know, with Cointreau in it, maybe 3 or 4 for lunch. Just really, you know, happy hour, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it ain't really happy hour, but you know, it was happy hour for us every day. You know, all times of the day. So, you know, if we go to dinner, maybe go to Capitol Grill or something, I will have 3 or more Stoli Dolis. That's marinated pineapple and vodka. You know, get home and drink with your lady and red wine. You know, you do that every day. That was my regimen. Just being social. Doctor said, you keep doing this, it's going to explode. You're going to die. I said, I quit. So no more Caribou, but I can make it because I am Caribou himself.
The other song that I was going to ask you about was Worldwide Choppers, but specifically because of the features. You had Busta, you had Yellow Wolf, you had a whole gang of amazing MCs on there. And that's kind of one thing that you're known for throughout your career is
Yes.
your amazing collaboration tracks.
Yeah.
Nas once said in Ether, the rebuttal to Jay-Z's diss track, Eminem murdered you on your own shit. A line that became iconic when it comes to rap competitiveness on collaboration tracks. You've worked with lyrical giants like Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, and Lil Wayne. When you're writing your verses for those collabs, does that spirit of competition ever kick in? Do you feel pressure to hold your own or even outshine your peers?
I'm light years ahead of my peers. Want some, you can come bring it right here. Can't clown me, don't come round me. Bow down, I was crowned when they found me. Are you crazy? I sent everybody my verse first. So when I hear the beat from Seven, I'm like, holy moly. Now keep in mind, Seven did the first Midwest Choppers, you know, on MLK, Misery Loves Company, collaboration CD. Then he did the second one, Midwest Choppers 2, with Crazy Bone and K Dean, you know. So when I heard the beat that Seven did, I was like, ooh, this is Worldwide Choppers. I think he presented it to me like, hey, I think this can go for Worldwide Choppers because we've been talking. We did Midwest Choppers 1, Midwest Choppers 2. I want to do a Worldwide Choppers and get people from all over the world, man. He's like, yeah, that's dope. So I did my verse. Follow me all around the planet. I run the gamma, no psychology. They can never manage to do damage with no apology. Pick them up the panic, a little manic, because I got to be frantic. I'm a gem, because I'm an oddity. Whatever the fuck I say. Got with the tracker like I'm good with that mama knocker, sucker pop, you pop, cause I'm pop as a rocket fucker. Give me the top of hip hop and watch him make him rock with the soul shoppers, talking about the world. Watch out. If you anybody can notice it, take it the pinnacle, not identical souls, it, load the color, the polar, get vertical. I wasn't tripping on nobody rapping on that motherfucker but me. I'm going. So my publicist Richie said we're gonna go down to Atlanta and post up at Tree Sound. We're gonna call Yellow Wolf through. Yellow Wolf was the first one to get on it with me. He came and wrote his verse in the studio in Atlanta. And after that, I started sending it to everybody. I sent it to Uso out in Denmark. You know what I'm saying? I sent it to Cheza out in Istanbul, Turkey. You know, he started it off. Turkey. Cheza, because we worked years ago before a song called Dark Places. And me and Uso had did songs before prior to. So I know these are choppers around the world. You know what I mean? JL, you know, D-Loc of D-Loc and Dilemma, you know, Twisted Insane, man. Then I sent it to Busta. I think I sent it to Busta before I got everybody else on it. I think it went from Yellow Wolf. I said, I hit Busta up and I said, I got this song, Worldwide Choppers, on I Know You Can Go. He sent me his email. I sent it to him. He called me. He said, hey, who are all those niggas rapping on your verse with you? I said, that's me on the whole 16 bars. He said, that's all you? I said, yeah. He said, you a crazy nigga, son. Because I'm changing my shit, my cadence every 4 bars, and I hit them up and get them up. I ain't done something like I was living up and back it up in a gun. Everybody be knowing I'll be acting up with a bus from Missouri to Canada. I be keeping the stamina. If you've never been a fan of the man of abundance, you know what I'm saying? You know, he's like, well, who the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? And then I, at the end, take his eyes off and really be thinking, but the off and about to you. What did you think you never lost? Think about so he's thinking to give it the bone, toss to Picasso. You know what I'm saying? I'm like changing my voice and everything. He thought it was different dudes coming in, you know. It was funny. He got on there and styled, you know, and I think first before anybody got on it, before I even rapped on it, I came up with the hook. I'm like years ahead of my peers. Want something you can come bring it right here. Worldwide choppers. Can't clown me. Don't come round me. Bow down. I was crowned when they found me. Hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh. It's a call to Worldwide Choppers 2. I mean, Midwest Choppers 2, because we're like, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh. You know what I'm saying? On that one. Hey, on the, yeah, Midwest Choppers. We did that on the hook. You know what I'm saying? So I brought it back for Worldwide Choppers. And it's been a thing, man. You know what I mean? And now, after I did Speed 'em, Worldwide Choppers 2 with Eminem. Now, keep in mind, I was gonna put all kind of motherfuckers on that one too. I had Daddy Yankee in mind. I had Nicki Minaj in mind. I was scared to ask her, but I knew she could do it. You know, I had Kulega from Germany in mind. Who else? I think I had another female in there. Yeah, I had Gabby Gab. Actually, Gabby Gab did her verse first for Speed 'em. She's an Atlanta MC at the time. She's a school teacher now, but she was at the time, she was a 19-year-old chopper. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she was 20 at the time. I don't know when we did Speed 'em. But she was first. So I had all these people. I had more people I just can't remember. And my partner, my team was like, man, you can't have all those no-name people on there with Eminem, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm like, dude, it won't be Worldwide Choppers. They're like, man, that's you and Eminem. Not even Chris Calico, you know what I'm saying? They just wanted it to be me and him, you know? And Chris Calico said, man, I gotta be on that one. I said, I got you, brother. Here you go. You know, I sent my verse, my intro verse Guess not, because he did the guest spot. You know what I'm saying? I knew Eminem was going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Sent that, and I sent my last verse. I'm the fury, the final fighter, flipping on fraudulent fellas, fulfilling fighter, flicking on fire, finishing when the flow and flight, feminine fakers, falling, flogging on floor with a pipe. You know, just really doing my shit. And I said I wasn't going to do it anymore. That's like me and my nigga Twist the Ruler, and this it. You know what I'm saying? It's like that was the last choppers. Lately, people have been pushing me like, hey, will you do another one that, even though you said you weren't? I'm like, I said this is it. But then I said, you know what? I'm evolving. I'm hearing the verses I'm doing on Trust with NF and, you know, Tale of Two Kings with me and Chris Webby and, you know, Racing with Khan and Ronald with Ronnie Radke and Following in Reverse. I'm like, man, everything I'm doing with X-Rated and ISO, RAP, you know what I'm saying? Just really going. I'm like, I am evolving lyrically, meticulously. I'm tap dancing on the beat, you know what I'm saying? Like Fred Astaire, man, on a set of stairs, man, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I told people, okay, I'll probably do it another one if I get the right beat. So if the beat comes up, I'll do another one, man. Worldwide
Like
Choppers.
when you hear that beat, will you know it's the beat?
Yeah. Just like I knew when I heard shine, shine, boom, shine, 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 seven. Oh, I'm like, that is Worldwide Choppers, dude. Every time I hear the beat from the first Midwest Choppers, dun 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 dun. We can slang or we can bang, it ain't no game we untamed. Whether it's fame or we can aim, release your brains, it ain't no thing. Worldwide Chopper, you know what I'm saying? I'm living in pain and it's a shame that you came and got drained. Listen, man, stay in your lane. Sang or we can bang, it ain't no game we untamed. You know what I'm saying? I knew it was Midwest Choppers, you know what I'm saying, at the beginning. You know? So when I hear the beats, I heard one a few years ago. David Banner did it. He did an Annie Lennox remake. I like, oh my God, that's it. That's the new choppers. If I do a new one, that's it. We couldn't find, he had some other stuff in there. We couldn't find where to get the sample clearance, man. So we never did clear the beat. Oh
Dang.
my God, here comes the rain again. Was going to be the new fucking choppers after Speed 'em. It was fucking dope, dog. It was like something massive like that. It has to be. We was gonna be fucking murdering the motherfucker.
Wow.
We was like, fuck it. Oh, beat fell through, man. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, David Banner. I would still take that one today. I might call him, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. But it has to be something humongous like that to bring it back.
Yeah.
It would be a regular slow beat to where we can do double and triple and quadruple time rhymes. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be something massive like that, man. Like, here comes the rain again. You know? Here comes the rain. Here comes the rain of the choppers again. You know what I'm saying? Like, holy moly, donut shop. If I can finally get Nicki Minaj on it and finally get Daddy Yankee and some of the newer guys like JID and, you know what I'm saying? Just really
Yeah.
go, man. Finally get Foster from Nigeria. You know what I'm saying? Foster is treacherous from Nigeria. You know, Reza Pishro and Iran, maybe. I don't know. You know,
Man, I
but you
look
know,
forward to
man,
it. I can't wait. I look
there's
forward to
choppers
it.
all over the
But
world, man. They
yeah.
all hit me, man. You know what I'm saying? Hurricane, we haven't got one in yet from Kansas City, man. Hurricane is treacherous. He's from the era of D-Loc and Dilemma, man, out there, you know, KC. Uh, there's choppers all over the world, brother. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
like Dochi can go, you know what I'm saying? Dochi
Mm.
can go, man, you know.
Mm.
You know, I just fucking Venom stay dripping. Fucking treacherous, you know what I'm saying? Female MC, man, you know. Like I could do another. I could do another one. The beat got to be humongous though.
5816 Forest is
Yes.
unlike anything you've done. It's your full origin story.
Hmm.
What finally convinced you it was time to tell it?
A friend by the name of Black Walt. Uh, he hit me last year sometime and said, "You need to do a full album. Just you on the verses." I'm like, man, that'll be boring as hell. 20 fucking songs with just me on the verses. I'm like, no. He said, "Yeah, man, that's what the fans want to hear, man. I've seen people talk about it." I'm like, So I go into my partner Travis's office the next day. I said, "Black Walt talking to me yesterday, man, talking about I need to do a full album, me on all the verses, just nobody else, no collaborations." And he said, "He's right. You need to." I'm like, "Oh." So I got to talking to Walt after that. I'm like, "Travis agrees, man." So I think what I'll do is I'll take it back to 5816 Forest, man, and tell all the stories from age 12 to 17. 17 is when I ran away from home on a quest to become Tech 9. Let's talk about everything and everything in between from 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I got 17 tracks. Black Walt started sending me beats from a lot of producers, and I'm like, no, those are cheap. Then he got to Jay Peasy, sent me something by Jay Peasy. I'm like, damn, I heard like 6 of them in a row from Jay Peasy. I'm like, holy moly. I said, 40 been trying to hook me up with Jay Peasy forever, and Black Walt finally hooked us up in the Bay Area, you know what I'm saying, before this whole thing, and we vibed out. So I ended up choosing 17 beats from Jay Peasy. I've never done that on an LP, one producer all the way through. I've never done it. This is the first of its kind. It's in chronological order. All stories about Tech 9
Mm.
and his life on 5816 Forest. It's special, man. It's so special that I put my kids on all the skits. They're having conversations with me about the song.
Mm.
It's wonderful.
One of the stories that I found particularly interesting, well, there's a bunch of them that I want to ask you about, but the punishment lockdown. You had mentioned your stepfather before, and in this particular song, it's about some of the things that he taught you. What new perspective did revisiting that time give you?
When I was 17, I ran away because I thought he was being mean to me. But as I matured, got further in life, I realized that he was trying to make me stronger. He was trying to make me an entrepreneur by taking me to business seminars when I was 12 and 13, and I didn't understand what it was. And I studied Islam. He made me study Islam. He made me go to Juma on Fridays. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of things coming from a Christian house that I wasn't used to. And I was, but as I got older, I recognized that he wasn't being mean to me. And when I was writing the punishment, I had to do that last verse and give him his props. Like, man, I thought I knew everything. I was the one messing up in school. I was the one getting caught with girls in the hallways, you know what I'm saying, and getting suspended, you know what I'm saying? And I found resolve in the song to share it with you guys to let y'all know that I found resolve in the discrepancy I had with my stepfather when I was younger. Thank God for the punishment, because while writing it, I'm talking about everything that I, you know, went through, and then I was like, now I know I was on punishment for the whole summer. My neighborhood was dangerous and had more drama. You know what I'm saying? I lived in a blood neighborhood. He knew that it was bullshit out there. So when I'm fucking up, he's like, "Nah, you ain't going outside the whole summer." The whole summer? Come on, man. You guys go to work and take out the trash, nothing else. Oh, man. I got to get out of here. You know what I'm saying? So I did. On a quest to become Tech 9, I ended up selling dope for my relatives and all that. I could have got killed out in the streets, gang members, everything. I could have got killed in the streets running away from home. And not finishing school, and even I left my school 12th grade year on the honor roll and still didn't finish. You know what I'm saying? Like, like I could have really messed up, man. I had to thank him for protecting me and not just being mean to me. And I had my brother Hakeem play him the song recently, and Hakeem said, man, he loved it. He told me to tell you thank you so much. Told me don't forget to tell you thank you. I like that's wonderful, man.
Hmm.
I just had him recently play "This I Know" from him for him because I said, hey, "This I Know" is going to be a big song. I have a video and everything. I want him to hear it because it's about the night that I realized I was going to leave. And it's like, pop me in the head with some goddamn money. I'm gone, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I'm telling the whole story. He said he played it for him. He's like, man, it's a good song, man. Really good song. He said, that sounds like something I would have done back then. And I was like, oh, thank you.
Hmm.
I didn't want him to feel away because the punishment was resolved. But this I know is like, this is why I left. It's good, man. Writing these
Yeah.
songs, man, made me see a different perspective on my life back then, man, how blessed I
I
was.
noticed in this I know too that your production choices in terms of the church organs and the horns and the R&B singer and the hook, was that intentional as well?
Oh yes, man. Once we heard that beat, I was on the Falling in Reverse tour on the tour bus with my drummer, Kevin Church Johnson, and was playing JPZ beats. And we were listening. Maybe I think it was an off day. And he was like, man, that sounds like we just start vibing. We hearing that beat and the organ and everything, and he's like, man, if I don't know nothing, man, this I know, this music I know this. I said, me too. I said, in your family tell you that you should get a real job and and stop wishing on a star with this music. He started crying, man. He's like, man, that's how I feel, man. I went through the same thing. He started tearing up. He said, this I know, man. Like he started going, this I know. I'm like, that's dope. And he started doing the little scale. This I know. This I know. Like, I'm like, that is beautiful, though. So I said, I'm gonna write the things in the middle. I might not be a wonder with the numbers, but that music, this I know. So many blunders might stun you, but that music, this I know. Just went perfectly, man. JPZ's beat spoke to us, gave us the Holy Ghost in there, man.
Hmm.
Tears were coming down and stuff.
On J6's, speaking of your loved ones telling you certain things about your direction in life, one of the choices that you made was to choose a concert over going to your high school graduation.
Yes.
Why was that moment so defining for you?
Well, I had won the first thing I ever won in my life, man. I had never had good luck, and I entered that rap contest, and I won it. And the prize was to open up for EPMD. Big thing, man. Kemper Arena in Kansas City is a big thing. It fell on my graduation day. It started at the same time my graduation would start. So I chose. And I chose correctly. I'm not telling anybody else to do that because it don't work for everybody. I'm
Hmm.
just saying it worked for me. I was relentless on becoming Tech Nine. I was relentless. So I'm not telling nobody to not walk across the stage and not graduate from high school and do music. I'm just saying that's what I did. And I could have took a chance that ruined my whole life a lot of times in life. But Generation X, man, I was just talking about this. We take chances. We no matter what, we gonna get it.
Another monumental song in
Yes,
my eyes is Yoda. It's
yes.
with Lil Wayne, and it's both fun and layered. What made you frame your come up through a Star Wars lens, and how did Wayne's verse hit you?
Uh, Wayne don't have a verse. He just did the hook, and because this is my origin story, so nobody else could be on the verses, just all verses by me, and I didn't have Wayne in mind at first. I just wanted to talk about a young man sitting on the front porch thinking how to get on a higher level of some sort. With the skill and dedication comes force. Wonder how I'm going to bring the gun forth. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to paint the picture first before I start talking backwards like Yoda, like a Jedi Skywalker is. You know what I'm saying? He talks backwards. You know what I'm saying? So I had to do the whole rhyme backwards, and it just I don't know why I got this idea, but I said I was determined to do it, and it was so hard to write, man. I swear to God, like the first thing was easy. Be the best, I will. I will be the best. You know what I'm saying? But it's backwards. Be the best, I will. Him that want to test, I kill. I kill him that want to test. In the projects, I'm still, I'm still in the projects, you know. In the projects, I'm still really ill. I feel giving that my skill already, you know. Sound like, ooh, this is gonna be dope.
Genius.
Broke I am. I didn't know how I was gonna get to the next line. How am I gonna do this with syllables? To rhyme it, broke I am instead of I am broke. Broke I am. Then it just came out, equivalent to a whopping 20 tons of pure dope, my jams. Whoa!
Oh.
Have your ramen ticket revoked, I can. Ooh. In front of a really starving killer goat, why stand? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, holy shit. But after I got through with the mind bending first verse, I'm like, oh my God, I got two more verses I gotta write. Oh, why did I do this to myself? Hardest rhyme I've ever written in my life. I'm talking about Worldwide Choppers, Speed Up, the Ronnie verse, the Ronald verse, the NF verse, nothing against trying to talk like Yoda through a whole song and rhyme it with style.
Yeah.
Oh. So after I wrote it, I'm trying to come up with the hook. I'm on the Falling in Reverse tour, you know what I'm saying, on my bus, like, man, I don't even know, bro. I said, well, man, I don't really know, bro. Something in the soldier. Why they calling me Yoda, 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 Yoda? I was like doing some kind of Jamaican toast, and I'm like, that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know what? If any song on this Origin album, I have to call an alien like Yoda to do the hook. So I sent it to Wayne, and he sent it right back, and it was perfect. I get green like Yoda, all green in my soda. I protect my Yoda. I'm a Tech 9 loader. Bitch, I float, I levitate. Bitch, I'm a master, I meditate. I'll put this green all in your face. This ain't Star Wars, you ain't a star anyway.
Wow.
Beautiful, man.
Yeah, and Yoda's one of those figures in the Star Wars series that is associated with wisdom and teaching lessons.
Mm-hmm.
And I think just the way you describe the way that you approach the rhyme of that song, it's a lesson to all MCs, really.
I'm gonna
And
tell you,
yeah.
I don't think people are gonna catch it
Mm.
because it's moving. Broke I am, equivalent to a whopping 20 tons of pure dope, my jams. Have your ramen ticket revoked, I can. The front of it, starting killer goat, white stand. Like damn, it's my Mike man. Completely, I don't know without any growth, my fans. It's fucked up. To make it spin out like grands I can to the dough I ran full of jokes my fam is. Making it big and rapping they don't believe in. Working on everything to make it happen. He's been. Being the some of the homie think he's capping the reason is. Keep them all laughing. Keegan did. Up and out the ghetto will be I. Up on a bed of hella money, a real G lies. All the faking and player hating, my grill D5s. Blessed him, really. I don't fucking know, man. It's fucking crazy, man. It's,
Yeah, like
holy shit, I can't believe I got it done.
your work is so technical, and at times it takes somebody who's in seek of the technique
Yes.
to really, really appreciate what's going on in the process, in the thought process of connecting all these words and syllables and rhymes and alliteration, all this stuff that's happening within your work. um is there a song, because like you mentioned that some people don't catch certain things that you want them to catch, but is there a particular song in your catalog that you just think deserves more love and attention to the craft of it all?
Throughout my whole career, man, you know what I'm saying? Some people just, even when YouTube reactors started reacting to my music, I see so much stuff they missed. I'm like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I see so much stuff they missed. Nobody got the song on The Birth. The first, I think the first song on this album is The Birth. And the last rhyme I say, the last verse, I ended, I say, I knew nobody was going to get this, but I just put a joke at the end of The Birth. I said, what did I say? I said, I guess you're the next to bore me then. Bloodthirst hip hopper, the birth of a chopper. But I'm not Ecuadorian. It's a joke at the end because the birth of a chopper, but I'm not Ecuadorian. Lorena Bobbitt was Ecuadorian. She's the chopper. You know what I'm saying? She chopped
Okay.
her husband's dick off.
Dang.
You know what I'm saying? I said bloodthirst hip hopper because they was having sex while she did it. You know what I'm saying? About to have sex and she cut it off. You know what I'm saying? Bloodthirst hip hopper, the birth of a chopper, but I'm not Ecuadorian. Nobody was gonna ever catch it. You know what I'm saying? It's a Lorena Bobbitt joke at the end of that song, and I'm like, they're never gonna get it, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just my brain. Black Walt said, why would you put that at the end of this song? I ain't got shit to do with the fucking song. I'm like, it's me, man. I just had to do it. You know what I'm saying?
It sounds cool.
I set it up really dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, I rhymed so many words with Ecuadorian before I got to it, you know? I knew I wanted to say that last. So I wrote backwards, you know what I'm saying? Again, you know what I'm saying? But
Mm.
differently, you know?
I want to move to strange music.
Okay.
It is now a blueprint for independent success, and there's a lot of creators out there that are trying to make music, get their music out, just follow that same blueprint, but it's not it's not easy. And
Right.
I'm wondering, what is the secret to success in an independent music career like you've had?
Quality music, quality product, and sharing it with people because that's what we did, man. We just hit the road and start sharing it with people. Even if there's only 7 people in the crowd, we did a show, man. You know, we just shared it. Because if you want to, I always used to say, if you want to be the president of hip hop, you got to get out there and politic. I used to say that all the time. And you have to politic, man. You know what I'm saying? You have to get out there and spread your art to get people talking about your art. These are the basic things that we did, man. People think I'm going to say something so prolific. I'm like, dude, we got out there and did the footwork, man. And now that they have social media, they can blast it out there. All these platforms, they don't have to do it and just hit the road like we did. They can hit the digital road. It's so much easier now for people to be discovered. But you have to share your music, man. You have to share it with your friends. You have to share it and get it out to the people. Even if you're going to do a open mic session, whatever it is, man, just let your voice be heard, man. You know what I'm saying? Because what I learned is that even though you're an individual, you have things in common with other individuals that you might not know just by telling your story. Even if you're just kicking some rhymes, man, or just creating a beat and just a pulse that you think is really dope, man, you got to share it, man. Like, this is what I got. And you form your team as you go, man. You form the people that love what you do. You form your team from your talent, man.
Mm-hmm.
But it got to start with that product, man. You got to start with that product. Great product. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of people made it with bullshit product. But if you want longevity in this, it has to be top notch. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. I'm still here after 25 years of Strange, 40 years of me in hip hop, you know. I'm still here because I care about the craft and I care about furthering this thing we call hip hop with style, creativity, and care, man. You got to care about the craft. You got to care. And that's why we're slightly nervous still, because it's about caring. And if you care, people will feel that you do because you put your all in it. Like you said, you could feel that I do that. Yeah, man. I'm never gonna lose that. I don't know when we're gonna stop doing this or retire or whatever, but I'm never gonna stop caring about the craft
Hmm.
because I fell in love with this hip hop in my early years in Wayne Minor projects, man. But you couldn't have told me back then that I was gonna be the number one independent rapper in the world, though. I was just sharing with people, and I shared all over the world. Still sharing. I'm about to share a brand new album in a couple days, 3 days. A brand new album, 5816 Forest, man. My origin story, 25 years of strange music. I'm going all the way back. That's crazy. And I got the title of my next album, Decorated, because I'm a decorated MC. I already got where I'm going next. So just because I'm going backwards, don't mean that I ran out of shit to say right now. I got my other one planned already, setting the producers up already. 5864s go all the way back. About to share it to the world in 3 days. And then we're going to keep going forward, just like Cosm. Before 5816, Cosm was there. Got Killer Mike on it, got all these motherfuckers on it, Snow the Product, Kevin Gates. Man, I'm going up. And I'm like, okay, let me go back for a second. I'll come back up there in a minute. We're decorated.
Mm.
I'm going to go back to this origin story. I'm energized because I care. You got to care, man. When you
Mm.
care about your product will show it. Tech9ne.
I mean, it's been decades. You've accomplished so much. And just like you said, you're still going. You have that next album locked and loaded in your mind. But I mean, there's care, but there's a lot of people in your shoes too that have stopped. They've let it go. What is the engine that just keeps your motor running? Like, what is the power behind the engine continuing to move at this stage of the game where you've just done so much?
Life. When there's no more life, there'll be no more me. Life dictates what I'm going to write. Living life allows me to write it. I lived life back then. I'm telling people about 5864 is everything verbatim. You know, I've always wrote my life. So as long as there's life, there's no writer's block. There's style block for a second. Like, how am I going to approach this one on this beat? That's about it. Because once I sit down, I always say, just sit down and it'll come out. Sometimes it's hard for me to sit down because I'm so busy. Sit down and those words come out, man. It's like divine, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
It's crazy.
Yeah, you truly are blessed. You're a blessed individual, and we thank God that you've had the career that you've had, because what you've contributed to the art, to the game, is just so amazing. And
Yes.
you've contributed, and you've touched so many lives, like you said, all over the world. And man, we just thank you for that heart to care.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, yeah, man. If we could we transition to the rapid fire round?
Okay.
What DAW do you use and why?
What?
A digital audio workstation that you use to record your raps, like the software that you use.
No. When I'm writing my rhymes, I have a dictaphone recorder that I write in 4-bar segments. I write the 4 bars, put it in my dictaphone recorder, play the beat on my pill on my other phone, and I record in my dictaphone recorder because I want to be, when I get to the studio with my engineer Ben, I want to be prepared. So I put it on my dictaphone recorder, 4 bars, I mess up, I erase it, do it again, mess up, erase it. Got to put it on there perfectly because I want to know exactly how it's going to sound, even though I'm whispering, kind of. Put it on there. And when I finally get it, I listen to it. I stand up and I listen to it. I'm like, yeah. And I go to the next, put it on my dictaphone recorder. When I get in there, all the equipment that we got in Strange Land, man, you would have to ask Bengineer what we fucking recorded on because we don't want to give away our secrets. You know what I'm saying? So you had to ask him. Maybe he'll tell you. And the mics that we use and everything, you know what I'm saying? If you've seen, we got top notch shit. But, that's just how I work at home in my office at Strange Land. My dictaphone recorder. I have it right here, man. I have it everywhere I go because I'll get an idea and I need to record it. Do you know that on this one, all of Cosm is on here? You know what I'm saying? Like, let me see if I can find something that you might know. Let's see. Oh shit, that's something new nobody ever heard. That's Red Moon. I just did
Spoiler.
I just did it for Crazy KO. You know what I'm saying? Holy moly! But hold on, I'll go back to some later recordings. Oh, hold on. Later recordings. Let's see what I got in here. What the? That's me and that's what I just did for Token. Token,
Wow.
there's a song called Peter. You know what I'm saying? It's like I put it in here. Some of them have beats though. Let me see. Some of them have beats. Let's see. That's one I did for you know unconventional kings, man. High def and low key and record. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
With Big Doobie on it, man. It just show you that I do everything in here before I go to the studio, man. You know what I'm saying? If you never want to lose any pitch, if you never want to lose anything lyrically or cadence, I suggest you invest in a dictaphone recorder, man. You can get it all out of there if you want to, you know what I'm saying?
You got the
Transfer it.
Sony.
Yeah, that's the Sony, man.
So you'll record it in there, and then before you go into the studio, are you like going over it, listening to
Yeah,
it over and over
yeah,
again,
yes,
memorizing, and then
yes,
when you get into the
and it's on my
booth,
paper, and it's on my paper as I'm listening. I'm getting a visual so I can picture the lyrics, and I'm hearing it at the same time with the beat, and I'm saying it, trying to get it right before I go in that booth because I don't want to spend a lot of time in that booth.
and so when you go into the booth, is it just like a couple of takes and you're done, or do you
Yeah,
often like spend time to
yeah,
refine in the booth as well.
yeah, man. Sometimes, like for verses like that, for uh, unconventional kings, it'll take me like no more than 20 minutes, even with
Mm.
the double, doubling my overdubs, with the octaves and harmonies and shit. I can get in there under 30 minutes and get that shit done, man. But Yoda, oof, I'll be in there for some hours, you know what I'm saying?
Next question. What is a sound that always brings you joy?
A sound that always bring me joy. A fart. And brings other people joy too, you know what I'm
But what kind of fart? Is there a
saying?
specific kind?
Any kind of fart, an accidental one, you know what I'm saying, somebody might do, you know what I'm saying? It's the funniest. You know what I'm saying? My little 2-year-old, when she does it, I laugh and she laughs too now, you know what I'm saying? She's going to kill me when she gets older and she sees it.
What is your reaction or facial expression when you know you made some heat?
It's usually that.
Dope.
Usually I get up and like, yeah, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I always say before I go in the booth, make me sound like a superstar, Ben. He's like, you are a superstar. What the fuck are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, no,
Mm.
man. It's like when I lay it, it's dry and I feel like it's not going to work. And when Ben sends it to me at the end of the day, I'm like, holy shit, it worked. Because I'm never going in there, like I know this is going to work, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm always trying something different. So kind of like leery about it, like, oh man, I hope this works. Ben, like, it always works, man. You're okay. Tech 9. I'm like, okay. They say I'm the only one that don't know I'm Tech 9. It's funny. Almost made it.
You get
Almost made it.
that?
Almost. It bounced off of my shoe bag, Damn, I almost hit it.
When do you feel 100% happy with a song you made?
Feel 100% happy with the song when Ben sends me the master after we've went through it and say, well, I think this one should have a delay right here. I want to punch the beat out right here. Send it to me. Let me see what I think. You send me a few different ways, and I'm like, that's the one. That's it, man. And then he'll master it and then send it to me, and I'm like, whoa, you hear all the sounds pop out, man. That master that Ben sends is always like Christmas.
How do you stay sharp lyrically?
How do I stay sharp lyrically? I keep killers around me. X-rated, killer. ISO, killer. Joey Cool, killer. All killers. Jerry Robinson, killer. Lyrically, you know what I'm saying? Chris Calico, killer. That's Crew, killers. I always keep killers around me lyrically. It keeps me sharp. You know what I'm saying? That's why I want to work with Eminem. That's why I want to work with Kendrick. That's why I want to work with Wayne. That's why I want to work with, you know, all the fucking elite artists, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they keep me on my toes. Like, whoa, that's dope. Oh man, I got to get on that one.
Is there a certain amount
Yeah.
of reading that you do as a technical exercise that because your wordplay is so intricate that you're constantly looking and observing words?
When I think of a title, I study the whole the whole thing before I start writing. Like if I'm writing something like Too Good with Wayne, and I want to go into Egypt, and I'm googling Wet Wild Wet and all these Anubis and everything, and I'm just reading everything to get in that mode. I used to buy dictionaries and just read dictionaries until Google came about. And I haven't bought a dictionary in years. But before
Mm.
I go in, even Yoda, man, I'm just making sure that I'm doing it right. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to offend anybody that's a a fucking hardcore Star Wars fan, so I had to find out how old was Yoda when he died. He's 900 years old. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so I said Tech 900 at the end, and people who really know will probably get it, but people who don't know, like, why do you say Tech 900? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm Yoda. You know what I'm saying? 900 years old. You know, so I had to do my research. My partner tells my other artist, Tech 9 is a expert researcher. You know what I'm saying? And I do all research because I don't. One thing Islam taught me back in the day when I had to study Islam from 12 to 17, with my mom married a Muslim when I was 12. Islam taught me to always be able to back up what you say to people. Don't contradict yourself. Just always be able to back up your words. So I always kept that in mind. I got to say this right. Because if I say it wrong, I said some stuff wrong in my past, that I didn't really study for, and on some songs that came out. I'm like, oh my God, I'm never going to do that again. So I make it a point to really delve into all the facts. Sometimes I'm reading for a whole day, man, before I write.
What do you understand now about the music business that you didn't understand when you first started?
I understand now that you have to pay to play. And back in the day when I was doing Red Nose, I'm like, shit, if I got a dope song, you play it. I ain't about to spend $20,000. I didn't know that DJs just couldn't play what they wanted. You know what I'm saying? It's a pay to play and everything on YouTube and everywhere. You know, I didn't know that back in the day. I thought it was like, if I give you my shit and you like it, you'll you'll take it to your program director and say, I want to add this, and I'm like, nah, you got to pay for that, brother. So I know now that in life you got to pay to play everything.
If AI technology was somehow able to take over our jobs as music creators, what new career path would you choose?
Well, one thing I know is that AI can only tell you or duplicate what I've done in the past up to now. If if you told AI to write you a song about 5816 Forest, it hasn't released yet. So I will forever be the originator. They have to wait till I write it to duplicate it. So the brain is the most intricate of all computers. When I get into a rhyme, I might change cadence every 2 bars or 4 bars, might change cadence and pitch. The AI has to learn what I'm going to do, but not before I do it. So I'm going to always be the creator.
Tech, we made it. We're at the final question. The last question is, what's next for Tech 9? Anything you want to promote to the Sonically community?
Early August, I'm going back on tour with Falling in Reverse, Lotto to Prevail, Wage War, and other rock bands. You know what I mean? I'm going to do 13 shows with them, then hop right on the Thuggish Ruggish Mafia tour with 3-6 Mafia and Bone Thugs and Harmony and DJ Quick. And my album comes out in 3 days, June 27th. Tech 9, man. Strange music. We ain't stopping. Got a lot coming up. Oh, The Gathering of the Juggalos is coming up. You know what I'm saying? Legends, I'm doing that. You know what I mean? And I'm doing a couple of one-offs. You know what I mean? Louder Than Life Rock Festival. It's coming up. You know what I mean? So we're moving.
Awesome. We love you, man, and we thank you for sharing all that you have again. And we are praying for you on this next press run. We're praying
Yes,
for that next album that you have locked and loaded in your head.
yes.
And we're just many blessings to you, and thank you once again.
Thank you for having me, man. This was wonderful. I can't wait to watch this back.
Me too, bro.